Welcome students. In this video we are going to see question number 7, 9 and 10 from exercise 4.3. Now question number 7, the difference of squares of two numbers is 180 and the square of the smaller number is 8 times the larger number. Find the two numbers. So let us assume the smaller number to be x and the greater number to be y. Now sometimes it is always better to use two variables in the beginning. As we are talking about squares of two numbers, we will go with quadratic equation only. Is it okay? If the question is asked in the paper, then you will think in this manner. Like you will first decide that you will go with quadratic equation, but in the beginning we will have two variables. Because the conditions are little complicated, so to handle such a conditions, you will take x as the smaller number and y as the greater number. Now what is the first condition? The difference of squares of two numbers is 180. So naturally greater number will have greater square and smaller number will have smaller square. So we will have the first condition as y square minus x square is equal to 180. Is it okay? Now second condition or second statement of the question, the square of the smaller number. Which is smaller number? X. So what is its square? X square is 8 times the larger number. Which is the larger number? Y. So you will be getting the second condition as x square is equal to 8y. Are you getting? Now here putting x square's value is equal to 8y in equation 1. So what we get? So we say substituting value of x square in equation 1 and then we get it as y square minus 8y is equal to 180. That is y square minus 8y minus 180 is equal to 0. This is the required quadratic equation. So we started with two variables and changed the equation to one variable. Is it clear? Now again there are two ways whether to go with quadratic formula or to go with splitting middle term method. So here you can easily guess 18 tens are 180 and the difference of 18 and 10 is 8. So we can use again splitting middle term method here and get the answer. So that's why this particular part I have left it for homework. So you will use splitting middle term method to get the answer. One number you will get negative, another number you will get positive. We are going to have positive numbers only because then only condition will be satisfied. So get the answer and solve it in your classroom. Now going to the next question. Two water taps together can fill a tank in 9 integer 3 by 8 hours. The tap of larger diameter takes 10 hours less than the smaller one to fill the tank separately. Find the time in which each tap can separately fill the tank. Now very important questions. These questions are always a little bit confusing to us. So suppose think a tank and tank is filled by the two taps separately. Same tank is filled by two taps separately. So let smaller quantity first. So which is smaller quantity here? Time. Which tap is taking smaller time? So we say the tap with larger diameter. So we assume that particular time taken by the tap of larger diameter to fill the tank be x hours because we know that is like taking less time. Always assign a variable, means in most cases always assign a variable to smaller quantity. So if you take time taken by the tap of larger diameter to fill the tank x hours, that is alone larger diameter tap. So what will be the time taken by smaller diameter tap? So it will be x plus 10. Now if you assume smaller diameter tap to be x, then what will be the time taken by larger diameter tap? It will be 10 less, that is x minus 10. So see here you should understand the difference. X hours is the time taken by the tap of greater diameter. Is it 10 less than the time taken by smaller diameter tap? Because it is x plus 10. It is same. So instead of just writing or focusing on less than, how can you express with x plus 10? That you should see. Is it okay? So what I'm suggesting you, you always assign a variable to smaller quantity. Then you get x plus 10, which is always better than x minus 10. So once again I'm explaining this particular part. Let the time taken by the tap of larger diameter to fill the tank be x hours, and therefore time taken by smaller diameter will be x plus 10. Here they have expressed 10 hours less than the time. So 10 hours less means smaller tank is taking 10 hours more. Are you getting my point? So 10 hours less by greater diameter tap is same as 10 hours more by smaller diameter tap. So this is why I have written it as x plus 10 hours. Is it clear? So now, then what? So I have written the direct equation for this. So 1 upon x plus 1 upon x plus 10 is equal to 1 upon 9 integer 3 by 8. But how did we get the equation? So let us go for that particular part explanation. So here we are requiring x hours to fill the tank by greater time. So in 1 hour, how much tank will be filled? So it will be 1 upon x. Are you getting? X hours are required to fill the tank. So in 1 hour, how much tank is filled? 1 upon x. Similarly, in 1 hour, how much tank will be filled by the smaller tap? So it will be 1 upon x plus 10. It will be 1 upon x plus 10. But together, the tank, when both the taps, like smaller tap, bigger tap and smaller tap, both are on, how much time is required? It is 9 integer 3 by 8. So in 1 hour, how much tank is filled by both the taps? So it will be 1 upon 9 integer 3 by 8. Are you getting this particular calculation? I'll once again explain you the same thing. See, in 1 hour, I'll erase it all. In 1 hour, we are talking about 1 hour. In 1 hour, greater, that is tap, G is representing greater tap. It is filling how much tank? So it is 1 by x. Smaller tank, how much it is? It is 1 upon x plus 10. And together if they run, how much tank they are filling? So it is 1 upon 9 integer 3 by 8. Because that much time is required to fill the tank. Are you getting? So can we say that 1 upon x plus 1 upon x plus 10 is nothing but 1 upon 9 integer 3 by 8? Is it okay? That is tank filled by greater diameter tap, tank filled by smaller diameter tap is equal to 1 upon 9 integer 3 by 8. And that's why we have written the equation. Is it clear? So here this equation framing is very important. So 1 by x, what is 1 by x? 1 by x is the amount of tank filled or amount of water filled in that particular tank, we say. That is part of the tank filled plus part of the tank filled by smaller tap, that is 1 upon x plus 10 is equal to how much tank is filled by these two? It is 1 upon 9 integer 3 by 8, because total time required is 9 integer 3 by 8. Now simplifying this particular part. So let us go for the next. So 1 upon x plus 1 upon x plus 10 is equal to, I have converted into mixed fraction, that is 75 upon 8. And this will be 1 upon x plus 1 upon x plus 10 is equal to reciprocal of 75 by 8, that is 8 by 75. Now you can simplify. So x plus 10, x plus 10. Here again we go with this type of multiplication. So x plus 10 plus x upon x into x plus 10 is equal to 8 upon 75. Then 2x plus 10 upon x square plus 10x is equal to 8 upon 75, cross multiplication. So 75 into 2x plus 10 is equal to 8 into x square plus 10x. Opening the brackets, so you get, then simplifying the equation, you get minus 8x square plus 70x plus 750. Dividing both sides by minus 2, so the equation will change to 4x square. I am dividing by minus 2 because I want first term to be negative. Always ensure or always try to get the square term to be positive. So 4x square minus 35x minus 375. Again the numbers are bigger, so we will go with splitting middle term method. Now 375 into 4, and you can have that splitting as minus 60x plus 25x. Here you will do either by quadratic formula or by splitting middle term method, whichever is easy for you. Okay, so 4x and to x minus 15 plus 25 into x minus 15. So now the factors are x minus 15 into 4x plus 25. Each one has to be equated to 0, and then you will get x is equal to 15. Here x is equal to minus 25 by 4, which is not possible. What is x? X is time, and time cannot be negative. So that means x is equal to 15 will be the answer. So time taken by the larger tap will be 15 hours and smaller tap will be 15 plus 20. That is 25 hours. Are you getting? Work on this question because this particular question is very important. Listen to the explanation again and again and understand it well before going to the next question. So next question is, an express train takes 1 hour less than a passenger train to travel 132 km between Mysore and Bangalore. Now they are not considering the time they stop at intermediate stations. If the average speed of express train is 11 km per hour more than that of passenger train, find the average speed of two trains. Do you remember the exercise 4.1 wherein we have tackled this kind of question? So this is also very important question where we are talking about two times and you have to express that time in terms of speed and distance. The distance is constant here. So we use the same approach here now. As we have to decide the speed, so we decide let the speed of passenger train be x because it is less and time taken be t1. Are you getting? The speed of express train will be x plus 11 and let the time taken be t2. Now which relation we are going to use? So we know that speed is equal to distance upon time and we are going to express time in terms of distance and speed. So what will we get? We will get t is equal to distance upon speed. And speed we have assumed to be x and x plus 11. And this change in speed will naturally change t1 and you will change the time required. And we have taken it to be t1 and t2. Are you getting? So therefore we write t1. T1 is the time taken by passenger train. So it will be 132 upon x, yx because x is speed of that passenger train. And t2 will be 132 upon x plus 11. Now which train will require less time? Of course express train because it is fast. So we can write t1 is equal to t2 plus 1. Why t2 plus 1? Because passenger train is requiring 1 hour more, but in question I think it is given express train is requiring 1 hour less. Is it okay? So is it the same statement which is express train is requiring 1 hour less? Yes, t2 is the time taken by express train. It requires 1 hour less. So I have added 1 hour here and t1 will require 1 hour more. So t1 is equal to t2 plus 1. Now we can write t1 minus t2 is equal to 1. That means simply think the difference of time is 1 hour. Now put the values of t1 and t2 here. So you get 132 upon x minus 132 upon x plus 11 is equal to 1. Now the rest of the thing is solving the equation. So take out 132 common and solve it. So x plus 11 minus x. Now here as it is only x, I'm not using any bracket. So x plus 11 minus x upon x into x plus 11, that is equal to 1. Solve further. So you will get x and x cancel. So 132 into 11 upon x square plus 11x is equal to 1. So 132 into 11 upon x square plus 11x is equal to 1. Cross multiplication you get, and multiplying 11 into 132 you get 1452. So the equation is x square plus 11x minus 1452 is equal to 0. Now here a is equal to 1, b is equal to 11, c is equal to minus 1452. If you want, you can go with the quadratic formula, but I'll suggest you to go again with splitting middle term method. X square plus 44x minus 33x minus 1452 is equal to 0. Because 1452, it is very easy to get the factors. Why? Because you have 11 into 132, then you can write 11 into 12, because 132 is 11 into 12. Then split 12, 3 4s are, so 11 3s are 33, 11 4s are 44. So 33 into 44 is coming 1452, and their difference is 11. So you can factorize by splitting middle term method also. So it's your choice to go either by quadratic formula or splitting middle term method. Is it clear? So now factorizing this further, so you get x into x plus 44 minus 33 into x plus 44. So x plus 44 into x minus 33 is equal to 0, equating each one to 0. So you get x is equal to minus 44, which is not possible because x here is speed of train, which cannot be negative. So x is equal to 33. That is the answer, and 33 is what? Speed of passenger train. So we write speed of passenger train is 33 km per hour and express train is 11 more than 33. That is 44 km per hour. Question number 9 and question number 10, framing equation is very important. So watch this video, listen to video again and again to understand the concept and solve these kind of problems from other books as well. I hope you have understood. See you in next video students. So thank you.